What's going on, Alabama fans? This is Brandon, aka Fresh. I got something hot off the presses for y'all. Man, what a week, or what the past few days has been with Alabama football, open practice, and then what gets released, information that comes from that. I had sourced information, but now I have eyeballs on it. And actually, it's really eyeballs for everybody. But before we get into that, make sure you hit the like button. Smash the like button, y'all. 150 likes. I told y'all the price is going up once we hit fall camp. It was 100. We're now at 150. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already. Turn the notification bell on. Let's go. All right. So there is a YouTuber or YouTube user out there. We'll put his name up on the screen. Definitely want to make sure we give credit. I'm not going to show the video, y'all, because, I don't think that Alabama's going to like that. I don't even think this video is going to last too long on the internet. I could be wrong, but if y'all don't know anything about how Alabama's media department is, they like to keep things as locked and tight as possible. So media was not allowed to record at this open practice. All right. I wasn't there. I don't cover the team like that. I'm behind the scenes. I kind of pull strings and do this, that, and the third. But anyway, I digress. However, like I told y'all on one of my previous videos, I did have, some people that were there at the practice who, fed me little nuggets, told me kind of how things were looking and whatnot. But I was able to get eyeballs on this video. And I'm assuming it'll still be up by the time this is released. But basically, it was showing the 11-on-11 drill as well as a 7-on-7 drill from all the quarterbacks. And I'm gonna give y'all my perspective. I have some notes that I took, kind of going through each rep of all quarterbacks except for the two freshmen. But I'm gonna drop some. Make sure you stick around for in the later part of this video. I am going to give y'all my thoughts on the two freshman quarterbacks, because from what I saw, I'll spell y'all the, just wait. Okay. So Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, and Tyler Buckner all went against pretty much a version of the first team defense. All right. They swapped it out they had kind of 50-yard line for the most part. One set of offense was going on one end zone, the other was going on the opposite end zone. All right. And pretty much the two young quarterbacks were on one side, Simpson, Milroe, and Buckner were on the other side, pretty much with the first team offense. Majority of Milroe was with the main first team. Simpson got some of the first team, and there was kind of some second stringers kind of mixed in with his as well as Buckner's. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I saw. So I'm gonna go ahead and just spare y'all the details. Some of y'all say I take too long to get to the point. Whatever, I don't care. So you gotta build it up. You gotta build up the anticipation. From what I saw, from my own two eyes, Milroe is clearly the guy right now. Now things can change. There was practice all this week, scrimmages come up, before the actual first game of the season. So that's really where the tail of the tape is. Once, you get those scrimmages going. But if Alabama plays today, I think most people felt that anyway. If Alabama plays today, Milroe is going to be the guy. I think he proved that just coming out of the spring, that's where the coaches feel the most comfortable. But from what I saw, in terms of body language, in terms of command, in terms of just an understanding of the offense as it is right now, they're going to continue to add more things to the offense as fall camp goes on. But you want to be able to look at a guy and say, okay, who are the guys following out there on the field? Not necessarily are they making every single throw that's perfect, because no quarterback is going to do that, especially not these three. They're not there yet. Even from what I saw, there were some good throws that, I saw, but there's no Tua Tagovailoa. There is no Bryce Young in this quarterback group. Ty Simpson does throw a really nice ball. I've said that from day one. He throws a very nice ball. It comes off his hand really nice. But he does not have the point guard capabilities like a Tua Tagovailoa or Bryce Young, where they just seem to just put it at the right spot and it's just there. Like, you don't even have to question it. They just know exactly where to put it. So we'll start with how it looked in the 11 on 11, because that's what the video showed. The video showed 11 on 11 first, and then it went to 7 on 7. So I got my notes here. So let's start with Jalen Milroe. All right. Now, my notes were really terrible, but I'm going to follow along. So they got 4 reps, it looked like, a piece. And the very first rep that I saw, it was a very good scramble. And you saw the athleticism from Jalen Milroe. Not a whole lot in front of him in terms of, receivers getting open. Very decisive, decided to just take off, had an open field in front of him, and clearly a first down. Probably could have gone for even longer, but they blow the whistle pretty early, once there's somebody within arm's length of him in these particular settings. So you can probably say that one in a live situation would have went for easily 15 yards. The second rep that he got was a miscommunication, so it was an incomplete pass. Looks like he was expecting the receiver to stay in, receiver cut out, and incomplete. The third one was a weird one. I mean, it was kind of hard to tell, because from what I was looking at, it could be considered a sack or a completion. It didn't seem like they blew the whistle because they kept playing. But there was nobody open, so he kind of stood back there in the pocket for a while. And then he found Brooks pretty late, over the middle. So it was a nice throw, but it looked like one of the defensive linemen touched him. And again, these situations, once they touch you, that's when everybody else is thinking, the play is over. But it was like he touched him and then he threw it. And Brooks caught it. So you can have y'all score that at home. I don't really care. Y'all can call that a sack or a completion. And then the last one, he found Amari in the black on the flat. I thought it was a good read. He maybe could have looked a little bit deeper. I'm looking at my notes on the same side. But the good thing is that he didn't force that. He took what the defense gave him. It was probably going to go for about 5 or 6 yards. So whether that was a third down situation, give your tight end a chance to make a play. Worst thing you don't want to do is throw an interception. Live to fight another day. It could be 4th and short, or you give an opportunity to punt them and pin them deep if that's where it ends up happening. All right, so that was Milroe for the 11 on 11. Again, not a whole lot going on. Ty Simpson. All right, so his first rep was a pass to Roydell, and it went for a big loss. I mean, I don't know if that was like the play design. From I could tell, it didn't look like the receivers were doing a whole lot of running, so it may have just been a design route to trying to get him in the flat, maybe get him in open space and see if he can make a play. It didn't go well. The second rep was a sack, and the defense really came at him, and they came at Milroe too. The defense looks fast. This video is not about the defense, but the defense looks legit. But they got Simpson in that second rep. The third rep, he threw an absolute strike to Emmanuel Henderson. Absolute, just nice ball. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about with Simpson. When he makes good throws, they just look really good. And then the fourth rep, it was a tough catch in the flat. I don't know if the read was great. I'd have to go back. I didn't note that in my notes. I just wrote down tough catch. From what I remember, my recollection, it really didn't look like the greatest play. So again, not a huge sample size for all quarterbacks. Then you have Tyler Buchner. And his first one was an out route. It was very wobbly, not a really good thrown ball, but it was completed, so it didn't really matter. The second one was another out route that was complete, and then this third one, it was a skip pass. So that one hit the ground. Not a really good thrown ball. So not really a whole lot to really tell from 4 reps. I mean, that's hardly enough time to even allow somebody to wipe their nose. I mean, it's just, you know what I'm saying? That's not really a whole lot. However, 7 on 7 was a much larger sample size. And from the video, it looked like they had Ty Simpson start off first, but then it was weird because Jalen Milroe got like the next 3 or 4 reps. But I'll start with Ty Simpson all together. So these were kind of mixed in. You know, Ty went 1, Milroe went for quite a few plays after that. Then Buckner went in, and then Ty Simpson kind of finished it up. So I have a complete pass, short intermediate route to Isaiah Bond. Then the second one was a missed throw, incomplete. His third one, he checked it down to the running back. Fourth pass, dropped by Law, deep middle. So you have a drop pass there. His fifth rep, it was incomplete pass. Just, you know, the 7-on-7, I'll go ahead and just interject here. Simpson did not look the greatest. I'll be honest. This is just complete transparency, objectivity. Did not look the greatest overall. Number 6 was an absolute, this would be yank out the game rep here. Not a good throw. It was an interception. He just kind of just threw it up. I don't even know what he was thinking. I don't know if his arm got like stuck or something. I don't know. But those are the ones where Nick Saban will immediately, especially if you don't have a lock on the position, he would immediately look to the bench for somebody else. And it was intercepted. Nick Saban is not like those types of plays. On number 7, the camera kind of missed it, but it looked like it was an incomplete pass based on how the defense was acting. Number 8, it was a check to the running back, but it was an incomplete. Number 9, he threw an absolute very nice ball deep out to Kendrick Law. And then he followed that up with a deep middle throw, beautiful throw to Emmanuel Henderson. And then his last throw, it was a rollout that was incomplete. So I had him going 4 for 11 in the 7-on-7 period. And then you shift over to Jalen Milroe for his 7-on-7. And he starts off with a deep out complete to Emmanuel Henderson. Very nice ball. Then he had an out route for a first down on his second throw. His third one was a nice check down to Kobe Prentice. His fourth throw was another check down. And then let me go over to number 5 was a check down to Burton. And then number 6, the 6th rep that I saw was a deep, beautiful, I'm talking about probably one of the best throws I've seen of him since he's been in Alabama. An absolute dime to Isaiah Bond for a touchdown. However, he dropped it. I mean, it was like right in the breadbasket. Like it couldn't get any better than that. And I'm sure that Bond will hear from that from the coaches in film session. 7 was a check to Nablack. And he maybe could have had Bond if he would have, looked up because they were on the same side. But again, if you're not 1,000% sure, take the check down. That's what fall camp is for. Once you get more comfortable, more confident, maybe you can climb the ladder a little bit more and make that progression to the guy that's, a little bit further up on the field on that side. The 8th one I have, it was a good read to Brooks, deep middle. It was a little bit high though. It was definitely catchable because it hit Brooks in his hands, but it got tipped and it was intercepted. And that, I believe, was the last rep that I have from Milroe. So I have him going 6 for 8 and 7-on-7. And then lastly, we have Tyler Buchner, who didn't get as many reps. Let's see, what do I have him as? I think I gave you Buchner's 7-on-7 reps. So let me double back. So the 11-on-11 for Buchner, yes, he had a complete pass to Kobe Prentice. Second rep, he fumbled a snap. Third one was a run play to Haynes. And then the fourth one was tipped at the line. So wasn't overly impressed by Buchner. And that just comes from, inexperience with, his personnel, not really knowing these guys. And, so I don't want to put too much stock in that because that makes a big difference. I mean, you didn't even have spring practice with these guys. This is the first time you're really getting live reps with, the center and all that and trying to get communication. Probably don't even know everybody's name the way that you probably really need to. So it's kind of hard to tell. So, based on what I saw, there was nothing that, either quarterback really did, like out of all three of them where he was like, oh my gosh, like Alabama has like the next whatever. However, from this little sample size that I saw, and I'm not going off of anybody's eyes except for mine. Y'all can go watch the film if it's still up, and you can judge on your own. But this is from my vantage point. I would have liked to have seen from Ty Simpson a little bit more confidence. You know, there's something to be said for, you know, when you're directing guys and you're trying to galvanize guys and you're trying to get guys to follow you and your body language just screams that you're the guy. I didn't get that from him. Yes, he throws a very nice ball at times, and we already know that he can get out there and be mobile with his feet and make plays. Didn't really see a lot of that in a short sample size. So again, this is not a whole lot to really go off of. Still a lot of practices to happen in fall camp. Milroe wasn't like he, set the world on fire either. I'm not going to sit there and say that, Milroe looked like the second coming of Vince Young, because he didn't. However, what I did see was more of that body language, that, okay, these are my guys. I want to lead the troops on this team. And I have a pretty good understanding, pretty good feel, pretty good command of what needs to take place and what is going to happen. And that's what I got more so from Milroe. Didn't make too many mistakes with the ball in terms of where to go. He probably could have been a little bit more aggressive at times. But again, Nick Saban, and that's the reason why Jalen Hurts, had success very early as a true freshman, didn't make a lot of mistakes. He probably could have went through progressions a lot more. I think Milroe goes through progressions way more than Jalen Hurts ever did at Alabama, especially the first 2 years. He did get better once Tua took over. And that translated once he got to Oklahoma. It was a lot better. However, I would like to see Milroe make more plays with his arm, because I already know what he can do with his legs. And I think what you'll see in a Tommy Rees in this offense is that you're going to see a combination of what Milroe can bring from an athletic standpoint, as well as with these running backs. Dominate at the line of scrimmage, take some plays here or there. I don't think they're going to be completely vanilla in the passing game, but a lot of what you probably saw back in the day with, Greg McElroy going next to, AJ McCarron when he first got in those first year or two. Even with Jake Coker, didn't see a whole lot of shots being taken until these guys got more comfortable. So that's what I feel. I feel like unless the other two quarterbacks make a significant jump in the next 2 weeks, I think Jalen Milroe is going to be the starter for the full season, or until he just absolutely just wets the bed and just makes a mess out there on the field in live game situations. But there was nothing that I saw that led me to believe that Jalen Milroe is not going to be Alabama's starting quarterback. Again, this is just a guy that watched 20 minutes of an open practice. I have no other knowledge outside of what I was told from my sources that were there. But again, y'all can go watch for yourself. Now, on to the two freshman quarterbacks. The hype in terms of what I saw and what people saw in A-Day game from Dylan Lonergan, man, hey y'all, he might be the guy here in the next year or two. If Ty Simpson or whoever doesn't win the starting job this year, if they don't produce and start to fend off this guy, he's going to take somebody's spot. Whether he starts next year or not, he's taking somebody's job. Whether if Milroe stays and he's still a guy for another year, he's going to be the backup, unless somebody takes a major leap in Ty Simpson and Tyler Buchner, or whoever it might be. Because for what I saw, this guy, he has the arm. He just has a good command and good feel for how to play the quarterback position. Reminds me a little bit of how Mac Jones plays, just knows how to stand in the pocket, make the right reads, just has that quarterback mannerisms that you really like. The ball just flies off his arm. I think Alabama has something with this guy. Holstein, very, still young, still trying to, feel his way out. You can't really take too much off of what you see from a true freshman, if they're not like all world. It's not really fair. So I'm not really going to comment too much about him, but Lonergan, yeah. Oh yeah. Alabama fans, he's wearing number 12 for a reason. Okay. I like what I see from Lonergan. I don't think he's going to start this year. I think the gap is too far from, especially someone like Milroe, who has command, who has the trust of the teammates, and of the coaches as well. But if anybody is slipping, if those three guys are slipping and he continues to produce, I won't be surprised. I just don't think I don't think it's that close right now. I'm just saying I like what I see in terms of, you know, the mannerisms, his feel, all of that. It translates and says he has the potential to be Alabama's next big time quarterback. So that's something that hopefully Alabama fans, y'all can get excited for. But that's pretty much all I have in terms of, you know, breaking down this video that I saw. You can check it out for yourself. Again, the time frame for how long it'll stay up, you know, the Alabama media department, they're pretty good at stuff like that. So, again, we're not going to post it on our channel. You know, I don't want any phone calls from those guys. So, but yeah, definitely will bring y'all whatever my thoughts are whenever I get any sort of information. So, like this video if you haven't done so already. You know, the goal is always going to be 1,000. We're always getting close to some of these videos. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please make sure you follow our other social media pages: Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Get yourself a subscription to touchdownalabama.com. Show your love and support there. Also, make sure you download the app. All right. If you want to make sure you're staying plugged in with all the news and information of all of your Alabama players and the team and everything else, even the ones who've gone on and playing professional, we try to make sure we keep tabs on all of those. Download our app, Touchdown Alabama, Google Play and an Apple Store. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about anything that I stated. If you've seen the video, what were your thoughts? Because some of y'all have probably already seen the video before it might get deleted. What are your thoughts on what you saw from that open practice? If you were there, what were your takeaways? Am I on point in what I'm saying? Am I way off base? Do I just have absolutely no idea or no clue what I'm talking about? I don't care. Just drop a comment. Leave your opinion. It doesn't hurt my feelings one way or another. I'm a big boy. I got big shoulders to take care of any comments that y'all have. All right. But until the next video, this is Brandon, aka Fresh, signing off.